Maternity leave. Well, all right, let's talk about what my experience was. I met my husband when I was at the end of my third year of residency, and we got married at the end of my fifth year of residency. I was in a 6 year program at the time, so we elected to not even think about having kids until I started practice. I won't get on my soapbox about professional women and when an appropriate time to start a family is, because honestly, there is not a perfect time. And if you wait for that perfect time, it's highly possible that it may be too late to have kids. I know so many colleagues of mine that waited and then could not have kids. I won't dive too deep into that topic right now, so I'm going to talk about my experience. I graduated residency when I was 32, and we moved back to my hometown where all my family was. When we knew the time was right to have kids, we would have a full support system. And when I first got here, I wanted to establish my practice, so starting a family was really the last thing on my mind. Fast forward 2 years into practice, and we decided that maybe it was time to start thinking about having a family, because now I'm 34. Came off of birth control, really not knowing how long this process would take, but truth have it, I got pregnant in the first month off birth control at a spine conference. So I had my first child at 35, which is considered a geriatric pregnancy. I actually worked and operated full-time all up until about 2 days before I had my son. In hindsight, I really don't know how I did that or why I did that. I am in a private practice, meaning that I am not a salaried employed physician. So I only make money if I am working. There's no paid maternity leave. There's really no paid time off. So whatever time I took off for my pregnancy was time that I was not getting paid. And I just started practice. I had loans to pay back. So I took 6 weeks off. Going back at 6 weeks was incredibly hard, not only for being a new mom, but staying up, him not sleeping through the night, and the stress of parenthood, the hormones, everything. I could not have done it without a super supportive family and spouse. Fast forward to pregnancy number 2, I got pregnant with B when I was 38 and had her at 39. At this stage of my career, I had been in practice for 6 years, so I was definitely financially ready to have a second child, but my emotional obligation to my practice was super high. I took 4 weeks off from my practice because I didn't want to leave my patients empty-handed. Truth be told, I had a patient that had an emergency when I was 2 weeks postpartum, and I came back just to operate on her. I think a lot of people will think a 6-week and a 4-week maternity leave is absolutely crazy, and they're probably right. So I'm curious to know if anyone else has had experiences like this with their maternity leave and what they thought about it.